Good evening, everyone. My name is Angel May de Monteverde, and I am here to give an overview or summary discussion about our report in Lesson 13, which is the LGBT psychology. Okay, so this lesson objectives or firstly is to discuss LGBT history and relevant LGBT terms, and the other one or the second one is to explain the importance of these terms. So before we move on to the history of LGBT or the summary history of LGBT, let us first discuss what is LGBT. So the acronym LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. So it is often used as an umbrella term to refer to individuals who identify as non-heterosexual and or non-cisgender, as well as the community and the culture that has emerged around these identities. So talking about the history of LGBT or lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community is a long and complex spanning centuries and cultures. So the term LGBT itself is a relatively rather recent development, and the modern movement for LGBT rights can be traced back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. One of the earliest known instances of same-sex relationships dates back to ancient Greece, where it was accepted and even celebrated in some circles. However, homosexuality was later stigmatized by various religious and cultural movements. So in the 20th century, the modern LGBT rights movement began to take shape with a focus on social acceptance, legal rights, and equality. So in the United States, the Stonewall riots of 1969 are often cited as a key moment in the movement's history, as they mark the first time that LGBT people had fought back against police harassment and discriminations. Since then, the LGBT community has made significant progress in terms of legal rights and social acceptance, with many countries legalizing same-sex marriage and enacting anti-discrimination laws. However, there is still much work to be done in terms of fighting prejudice and discrimination. So particularly in more conservative regions of the world. So I am sorry for the background noise because of course na ako sa ward. Medyo saba jud. Okay, so moving on. I am sure that my members have already discussed the different terms in LGBT community. So after studying or we have studied the different terms used in LGBT community, so understanding relevant terms in the LGBT community is important for several reasons. Firstly is for respect and inclusion. So understanding and using the appropriate terms for individuals' gender, identity, and sexual orientation is a way to show respect and inclusion for their experiences and identities. So another is avoiding harmful language. So using outdated or derogatory language can be harmful and offensive to members of the LGBT community. Using correct and respectful language helps to avoid causing unintended harm or offense. Another is supporting mental health. So members of the LGBT community may face discrimination, prejudice, and social stigma, which can negatively impact their mental health. So by using inclusive language and understanding relevant terms, we can help to create a more accepting and supportive environment. So for advocacy and activism, so understanding relevant terms is important for advocacy and activism work in the LGBT community. It helps to communicate effectively and to raise awareness about issues facing the community. So going back, if we know the exact term or the relevant terms to be used when we are talking or socializing with an LGBT, a member of an LGBT. Of course, if we are aware of the terms or the proper terms to use, there would be a respect and inclusion because some words that we use is might be taken something like that as an insult which maka-hurt ta og feelings sa ubang tao, most probably sa mga members sa LGBT community. Of course, if aware ta sa importance sa relevant terms na gamiton, maka-avoid ta magamit og harmful language or mga terms na makasakit sa ilaha. Makasupport pod ta sa ilang mental health kay of course dili pod basta-basta maging member sa LGBT. Kung tutuusin, gusto naman po nila magpakatotoo sa ilang sarili, di ba? Pero naay mga tao na dili makaintindi, in which i-discriminate sila, i-harass sila, i-bully sila, something like that. And if kabalo ta, magamit og terms in a respectful way, makasupport ta sa ilang mental health. And lastly, so sa advocacy and activism, so makahelp jud ta communicate effectively and mag-raise og awareness na ma-avoid tong mga dili dapat or harmful na words na magamit nato against sa atong mga members sa LGBT community. So, okay. So overall, understanding relevant terms in the LGBT community is essential for promoting respect, inclusion, and understanding of diverse identities and experiences. So it is important to note that transgenderism is not a widely accepted or appropriate term to describe transgender people. So transgender is an adjective that describes a person whose gender identity does not match the sex they were assigned at birth. Gender identity is a person's inner sense of themselves as a male, female, a blend of both, or neither. So transgender people may identify as binary, the male or female, or non-binary, or which are the neither male nor female or a combination of both. And this identity can be different from the sex they were assigned at birth. Transgender people may experience gender dysphoria, which is the distress or discomfort that can occur when a person's gender identity does not align with the sex they were assigned at birth. Some transgender people may choose to undergo medical interventions such as hormone therapy or surgery to help align their body with their gender identity. So it is important to respect transgender people's gender identity and use their chosen names and pronouns. For discrimination and harassment against gender people are widespread and can have serious consequences for their mental health, safety, and well-being. So of course, if kabalutan na that person is transgender, halimbawa, let's say na gay siya, and then trans woman rather. So he siya before, which is a gay, and after surgery siguro or therapy, which dera mag-undergo siya ana, of course, as a respect kay trans woman naman siya, her na siya. We will use the proper pronoun or name na dapat itawag sa iya since transgender na siya or ni undergo na siya surgery or therapy. So dira pa lang makita na if not a respect to that member of LGBT community. Mao nang pinaka way, if we respect them, maiwasan ng discrimination and harassment, and makahelp na mapa-okay or for the betterment of their mental health, their safety, and of course their well-being. So that is all for our report, or the overview or summary of our report, which is the lesson 13, LGBT psychology. That would be all. Thank you.